All right, it's 1 o'clock. Hello, everyone. I don't think I have met any of you. So, hi, I'm Allie. I'm with On the Radar Designs. How's everyone doing today? Don't all chime in at once.
Doing good.
First class. All right, someone is talking. I love that. No one is showing me their video, so I'm the only one that can see anything, which is good because I'm just going to set up a screen share here in a minute. So, the purpose of today's class is one, I want to discuss personal social media strategy, and then I want to discuss Facebook ads, and they're pretty much completely separate in terms of marketing. So let's talk about social media strategy. Who here is a millennial? Can you guys do your little raise hand thing? Where are my millennials at? No millennials?
What years are millennial? I think I'm right on the cusp, but I forget where it starts.
I think it's like 81.
Okay.
Is the cusp, is where it starts. I think it's like, if you can't remember life without the internet, you're a millennial, in my eyes, which makes me not a millennial, even though I am. Okay, so, oh, Alexander Easton, thank you for raising your hand. I see that now. Oh, we got lots of joiners. Eric, you're in here. You just talked to me yesterday. Okay, cool. Personal social media strategy. So it's important for everyone to know, in 2016, Facebook got a lot of bad publicity. They actually lost like millions of users because of what all happened during the 2016 election. And because of that, what Facebook did is they actually changed their algorithm, and they changed it to really benefit people that they consider to be part of their community of Facebook. Like, I know you probably have seen Facebook's advertising, where they really advertise the groups and how, you're just part of a community and find your people. They also changed their giant mathematical formula. So what that means for you all is, Facebook limits, if I go and post about baking chocolate chip cookies, like I did last night, Facebook only shows it to a certain amount of my friends, no matter what. It's only shown to a percentage. Now, the more I interact and engage on Facebook, the more they'll boost my post because they're rewarding me for being an active member of their community. Is that making sense so far? I love this. So what I encourage everyone to do, like as a single agent, as a person, like I am my brand, you guys are your individual brands. You want to make sure that when you're posting about, real estate, you don't want to always post about real estate, but when you are, you want it to be getting in front of everybody that's in your friends list, or really maximizing it. And there's a few ways that you can set it up to where you're getting the most benefit out of what you're posting. The first step is to create a friends list on Facebook. Has anyone created a friends list? No. Perfect. Yes, someone did. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see where to access this. Okay. Let's go right here. Share. Everyone see my Facebook? Yes. Okay. So you need to be logged into your computer. You can't really set this up from your mobile app. But when you log into the computer, over on the left-hand side, click See More, and then scroll down to your friends list. And from here, what you want to do is you want to create a list of people that are, past clients, current clients, people who you're going to consider good referral sources, top members of your sphere. You don't really want it to be more than, say, 50 people, because what you're going to do with this friends list once you've created it is you're going to log into Facebook. But when you go in, you don't want to just hang out on your main feed. You want to go to this friends list, which is almost just filtering your Facebook feed just to see certain people. So like right now, you can see on my friends list, I have one that's just real estate agents. If we are friends on Facebook, you are in this just real estate agents category. Because what I want to do is I want to go in and interact with these top level people. Like, these are the people I'm getting business from. These are the people that are good for my referral network. And I want to just interact with them. And what's going to happen is the more you just interact with them, the more they're going to see your post, and the more like Facebook's going to reward you and put you in front of more of your friends list. Is that making sense to everyone? Yes. It's hard on a Zoom call, right? Like, it's just like, do I speak up? Are we all going to speak up at once? So when I say interact, I want to kind of let you guys know what's a priority and what Facebook rewards the most. Facebook rewards a comment that is more than 5 words. So don't, go in there and LFG like Tommy Choi loves to do. Don't just do HBD for happy birthday. Facebook really is just like, you're not even trying. So why would I reward you? Facebook wants to see 5 words. So you got to kind of stretch yourself when you're interacting with people. And Facebook loves it even more if you can get a comment conversation going. So what I suggest for everyone, in terms of time blocking and making this a social media like lead generation strategy for yourselves, is set up this client list, set up this top referral source list, and then budget 20 minutes a day of your time to go in, interact, and then just hang out to see if you see those responses, and make sure that you're keeping a conversation stream kind of going. Don't be excessive about it. Try to be as natural as possible. But do always, if someone comments on even your post, always comment back. Because in Facebook's algorithm, like, you're participating in their community and they're going to keep boosting you. Facebook also prefers you to interact with the most recent items. So if you're someone that only logs into Facebook once a week and you're scrolling through and you're looking at really old posts and those are the ones you're interacting with, Facebook really doesn't like that, so only prioritize interaction within the past 24 to 48 hours. Don't scroll in and just meet someone and go to like the oldest Facebook profile picture they ever had and comment on that, because Facebook is like, dude, you're being weird. And so is the person. So only keep it within the 24 to 48 hours that you are interacting with. And that's just based on like Facebook's algorithm. So who is going to make a client list or a friends list today in my list? Yeah, thank you. I like that little thumbs up. So I'm going to stop my share. The same is still valid even for like Instagram. For my people that are on Instagram, I can't really show you that. You can't create the friends list, right? But the theory is still the same. If you on Instagram are friends with your clients, with your people, prioritize interacting with those people. Like, I know on this call right now, if some of you log into Facebook, your feed is full of other real estate agents. Stop interacting with other real estate agents. It's not beneficial to you on social media. Like, it's great that we all hang out in our private group. Stop interacting with real estate agents on Facebook. You want to be in front of your people instead of other real estate agents. And the same goes for Instagram. Like, I know we all follow each other and that's great and I love it. You're not helping each other out by only interacting with each other. So on Instagram, make sure that you're friends with your past clients, following your referral sources, following your people, and then that you're interacting with those people really intentionally. Cool. Amazing. So the way I use it, and I think the most important thing for social media and the thing I see people struggle with is they don't want to appear inauthentic, right? You don't want to seem unnatural and you don't want to be bombarding people. And what I say to those people is like, then don't, just be yourself, but understand that in today's age and the consumer, people want to do business with you because of who you are. And that's not just being a real estate agent. You want to post about being an agent. And I say maximum 2 times a week. That was 4, but 2 times a week. And then the rest of it, sprinkle in parts of who you are. You don't need to show your kids if you're not comfortable with that, right? I don't suggest you do it. But if you are, show your kids. But if you're into baking like me, I don't know who all is friends with me on Facebook. I love to bake. So you're going to see my baking and people connect with that. And I get such good interaction. I'm also a really avid runner. I post about running and people connect with that. So let's see. I've got Sean. Sean, I've not met you. Sean, what's a hobby of yours that you like to do that you post about? I really called Sean out. Sean, what's your hobby? What do you like?
He put in the chat, said golf.
Oh, oh yeah, he did. He likes golf. Okay. So post about golf. Other people enjoy golf, or other people enjoy making fun of golfers, but you want to appear to be yourself because people are doing business with you because of who you are. So let me see, who else do I have in here that I don't know that I'm going to call out? Mark Apel. Mark Apel, what's your hobby that you could post about? Or something that you're just into. It doesn't have to be a hobby. You could be like a Star Wars nerd, and that's okay. White Sox baseball. Exactly. Post about the White Sox winning. Post about the White Sox losing. Everyone can relate with that. And you're gonna, the more you kind of post a little personal stuff and you sprinkle it in and you get good engagement on those posts, because most likely you're gonna get more engagement on the personal post than you're gonna get on your professional. That's okay. But when you do post the personal, it is going to put that professional post, you know, those just listed, those open house posts, it's going to put those in front of more people, whether they comment or not. Now, in terms of posting about real estate, Sierra, weight loss journey with your Peloton, that's amazing. I am totally intimidated by that and think that's impressive. I would fall off that bike still. I would somehow crash it. So great job, Sierra. But people are into that. People want to see like your journey and you're struggling with something or you're working towards a goal. People feel like they're part of it when you post about it. So good job, Sierra. Keep it up. Okay. Back to talking about real estate posts. We all, not me, I'm not an agent, but you all post, you know, who all has a Canva account in here actually? Can I get some raised hands for Canva accounts? And you guys put your photos, yep. And then you slap like a bunch of content over the photo and you've got these graphics and you guys all see other real estate agents that do these graphics. Have horrible news for you. Facebook does not like that. Facebook would prefer a photo with nothing on it. And you can put the information you would slap on top of that photo in the post content and get more traction, because what Facebook's algorithm does, if you put a photo with all the graphics on it and it sees that, because it can see it, it downvotes it and it diminishes how many people you get in front of. So it's kind of a beneficial thing because twofold, it's less work. You don't have to create that graphic. You can just go get the photo and post it and you're getting more traction. So less work and more traction. When Canva came out, it was great and you could post it and Facebook hadn't really gotten ahead of it. But now Facebook is like, nope, we don't like Canva. We don't like those posts. They seem not genuine. They're not bringing value to the community and they're going to diminish them. Because in terms of Facebook for business, the only way to really get traction is to pay. Anything outside of that, Facebook is like, we're only going to put you in front of like maybe 5% of who actually likes your page. If you do have a business page as a single agent, I don't really think that you need one because like I said, you are your personal brand. But if you do want to have a business page, you're handling listings, you want to do some ads, or you want to just show your seller that you're posting on social media for them. For a business page, post that just listed on your business page, but then share that post to your personal page for it to get the most maximum traction. Does that make sense, everyone, when I'm saying share from business to personal? And then make sure that, you know, if there are likes on there, if people are commenting, that you are engaging. I mean, when we post for KWCLP's page, we are the ones that control it. We'll hang out for a little while after we post to see if someone comments so that we can engage. Because the more you engage with those comments, Facebook will push you up, even if you are a business. Now, it's better to just hang out in your personal and prioritize that. But if you do have some business followers and you want to be posting on that, make sure that you're liking every post, make sure that you're commenting back on every post to get the most value. I know this like sounds like a lot, what I'm saying to you all, but really 20, 30 minutes a day maximum on Facebook and Instagram. You don't need to be spending more than that unless you just enjoy it and that's your life. The third social media that I know some real estate agents utilize is LinkedIn. And it's the same premise. You don't want to post as much personal content, obviously, but what you do want to make sure that you're doing is you are interacting with your top priority people. Now, most likely the people you're connected with on LinkedIn are like your vendors, maybe other agents in other states that refer you business, you know, your networking connections. It's the same theory. The more you interact with people, the more they'll see your post and you're able to stay in front of the people that are actually going to be giving you business. I'm not saying don't comment on your family stuff or your cousin in Hawaii that will never refer you business. Like, do that. But also just be super intentional about who you are interacting with, and make that top 50 list and prioritize them. And what'll happen if you do it for a month, you're going to see your feeds change. So those people start showing up more and more. But what's important is that those 50 people, their feed is changing to include you more and more and more and more. Cool. Very excited. So in terms of Facebook ads, because I know people have lots of questions and it's kind of seen as like this bright, shiny object, Facebook ads are. Who is running Facebook ads through command right now? Not you. Anybody? Eric, I know you are. You're my shining star, Eric. So for Facebook ads, it's kind of two different buckets. There's Facebook ads for cold leads. Is anyone here really prioritizing cold leads as a lead source? Oh, maybe no one. So if you do want the Facebook ads cold leads as a lead source, you want to make sure that you're set up with your lead flow. And what I mean by that is, like, when a lead comes into you, you know what you're doing with it besides maybe making that initial phone call. Like, are they tagged a certain way in your command? Do you have a smart plan campaign set up for them? Or are they going to a separate CRM? Or are they going to Conversion Monster? These are all different ways I've seen it set up, but you want to know what your lead flow is. So you need to have a lead flow for these cold leads if you're going to be running those ads. And I'm going to walk through later, like, how to set an ad up in command and kind of some tips to get the most traction. But there's a second ad that I think literally everyone should be running all the time. And that is an ad that you're just targeting towards your database. You know, it's a way for your database to see you in kind of a professional way. You know, like, I don't advise for most people to put their face on advertisings, but for an ad targeting your database and them see your face as like, Marilyn's there and she sells homes in Chicago. They're like, oh yeah, I forgot Marilyn's an agent. Like, it's just keeping you top of mind in front of them even more in a really professional way. So I'm going to go back to screen share and I'm going to log in. I don't know whose command I'm going to log into, but I'm going to walk through you guys how to set up a cold lead ad and then how to set up an ad that's more generic just to target your database. Cool? All right. All right, get this out of my way. Oh, I'm in Scott's. He's not in here, so we're just gonna hang out in his command. He'll be okay with that. Okay, everyone knows how to log into command. Over on the left-hand side, you wanna go to, I think it's like a megaphone is what it's supposed to be, and that's your campaigns. Before you make an ad, you need to make sure that your Facebook is connected. You do that in the settings section, and you want to make sure it's connected to your business account. Now, if you want to run ads, but you don't want to worry about posting to a business page, you can actually hide your page where it doesn't show up, and you're still able to run ads. And if you're interested in doing that, like, shoot me an email, Allie@ontheradardesigns.com, and I'll send you a quick snippet of how to hide your business page. So you can still run ads, but you don't have a public-facing page you feel the need to keep updated. Okay. Get out of here. So right here, big green button, create a new campaign. We're gonna create a social ad. If you're advertising a listing, name it after the listing. I'm gonna advertise a listing. That's usually what I do for the cold ads. If you don't have a listing, you can always do someone else's. Okay. Scott doesn't have his Facebook set up, so he's not helpful to me. So I'm going to log into somebody else's that does. All right. There he is. As you can see, I have a lot of command logins. Okay. This is Chris. I know he has campaigns set up and his Facebook connected. So create a new campaign, social ad, test, advertise listing. And then depending on it, you can run Facebook and Instagram at the same time. It really depends. If you have a presence on both, run your ads on both. Sometimes you'll get just a bit more traction from Facebook because they do technically have way more users. Okay, setup campaign. And keep in mind, this is, once again, this is a cold lead ad. We'll go through just a database branding ad next. So I'm going to select this one. That's one of his listings. Okay, let's start with the ad text. Now, what happened here is Command just pulled over everything that was in the MLS listing. We don't want that much content. No one's going to read a giant paragraph. So, awesome. Give the bedroom and bath count in Lakeview. Always mention the neighborhood. You know, we're very Chicago-centric. People like their neighborhoods here. And then always say the price, right? I think this one was listed $269 or something like that. And the reason I always say just put the price out there, give them all the information, is because you want people to kind of self-select out if it's not in their price range. In terms of the price range you're going to get the most traction on genuine leads on Facebook, is going to be in the $150,000 to $500,000 listing. Above that, getting into the more luxury pricing, you're not going to get really good genuine leads. So I would recommend staying in that 200 to 450, 500 price range. So keep this as a super brief descriptor. Always put the listing price in there. The headline, you know, it really is dependent on the listing, but just provide like one of the key features, right? Like sweeping city views. I don't know why I keep doing that. Sweeping city views. The biggest, most important thing is the CTA, which is your call to action, because the consumer doesn't know what to do. You have to tell them what to do. So here for your CTA, you say, click learn more to schedule a showing. You want to tell them always exactly what to do. It's super important. Save your ad text, go to your ad media. Now, what I see most people do is they just choose the exterior shot of the property. It's kind of boring, especially if it's like not a cute property. Oh man. All right, let me upload some fake images into here. If you do have your list in here, it will pull the photos for you. Oh man. I may not be able to show this example. What other property photos do I have in here? Okay. It's not going to let me pull the property photos, guys, but I will tell you what you want to do is you want to show interior photos. The best ones you have, if you're advertising a listing, you don't really want to advertise your not as cute properties. I mean, vacant properties, your like flip properties. If they're not eye-catching photos, I would not really spend money on advertising that listing this way. So you want to choose like a good living room shot, kitchen, bedroom, if they have an exterior space, minimum of 4 photos. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a photo carousel. And people are more likely to stop because it's a little interactive, because the photo carousel actually moves for them on Facebook while they're scrolling through. And that kind of catches their eye and makes them stop. So make sure that you're using 4 photos. Sorry, I can't show you right now. It would have been really cool. And then here at the Facebook ad section, this is where you're going to make sure that you're going to the right page. So when you go to page, it should show your business team page. Make sure you're connecting to that. And you saw it change the logo right here. If you're getting a cold lead, you want to use the Facebook lead generation form. It gives you a couple call to action. I always stick with learn more because the other 2 really don't make sense. And what happens is when they click learn more, Facebook's going to redirect them to whatever URL you tell them to, or an internal KW landing page. When they click learn more is when actually Facebook is pulling their information and sending it to you automatically. So they actually don't sit there and type in and fill out their information. Facebook pulls it, and that's how you get the lead. So for most people, I say if you are advertising a listing, it's beneficial to build a landing page. So here I can choose the landing page. Usually you'd want it to connect to the proper listing and not mismatch. But you can choose your internal landing page so that when people click learn more, They go to that landing page. On that landing page, you can put a lead capture form, and that's where you can put like schedule a showing, and they can put in their information again, which is just having them kind of, it's qualifying themselves even more. But when you're getting information, once again, they didn't input that, Facebook pulled that and sent that to you. So for cold leads, down here under ad targeting, always choose custom settings. For location, this person lives in Shreveport, so I'm gonna choose that for them. The lowest you can take the radius down in Facebook is 15 miles. And that's due to equal opportunity housing laws. Since this is a real estate advertising, there's lots of extra laws around it. So we all know Chicago is huge, so you can't really target like a specific neighborhood in terms of geolocation. A little bit of a bummer. If you are in a suburb, you have a bit better where you could even put that suburb and keep a radius. But for the city, you're pretty much advertising to the entire city. Under interest, twofold things. One, I choose not to use interest anymore because what Facebook does when you put in this ad and you send it out, Facebook is using its own algorithm to saying, hey, this is a real estate ad in Chicago. We know what people that should be going towards. Now, used to, I would advise adding an interest like Zillow or Realtor.com, but Facebook, the more KW has interacted with it and the more that people have used these command ads, it's changed its algorithm just in the 6 to 9 months with ads because it's learned these are people that even don't have those interests marked that you should be in front of. And it's just based on Facebook's own tracking. You know, maybe they've seen those people visiting real estate websites. Maybe they've seen those people clicking on other ads. So I just let Facebook run its course here. So I don't add interest anymore. And then you save the ad, go down to duration and budget. For duration, for a cold lead ads, I'd say 3 to 4 days maximum with a minimum of $5 a day spend to really get in front of the most people and make sure that you are getting an ROI. So do not spend below $5. And then the reason I say 2 to 3 days, 3 to 4 days at a time is because for most people, they can't handle a lead flow of a constantly running ad. Whereas if you just do it for 2, 3, 4 days, maybe you're maximum getting 40 leads. That's a reasonable amount for one person to handle. Getting 100 leads sounds great, but as a single agent, there's no point in getting 100 leads if you can't actually convert any of them. So you want to make sure that you're only working with the amount of leads that you yourself can handle. Does that make sense to everyone? Cool. And then you would just hit save duration budget and then publish campaign up here. It's not going to let me do it because I didn't put media in, but publish your campaign. If I publish a campaign today, it's not going to start for 24 hours. So most likely it's Thursday. I publish the campaign. It starts Friday, early afternoon. I'm not really going to start seeing leads come in until Friday evening, Saturday morning. And for you all to know, I've been doing this a long time. You're going to see that most of your leads come in late at night, which is why it's super important to have your drip campaigns and your smart plans set up and your lead flow so you understand it, because you might have people coming at 10 o'clock at night. You can't call those people. You can't contact them 10 o'clock at night. But what you can do is come in the next morning, make your calls, and go ahead and put them on that drip campaign to start getting higher conversions. So if you are going to run ads, I would suggest actually starting one Friday that's going to run over the weekend. Most people are on their computers doing stuff where you're going to get the lead late at night. I don't recommend starting ads that start on a Monday, because Mondays is when people are actually the most productive at their jobs and the less likely that they're on social media. So you're just not going to get as much money out of your ad spend if you start an ad that's going to start on Monday. Does that make sense to everyone? First class. So I want to get out of this. No, I don't want to save it. Yes. Cool. Create a new campaign. So the next campaign that I want to show you guys is one that's just going to be to attract to go towards your database. So this is going to be a brand awareness ad. Facebook, setup campaign. So for your ad text, you want to say, it really is going to be dependent upon you. And if you like have questions about what your exact ad text should be, or you're like, Allie, does this make sense? Once again, feel free to email me, allie@ontheradardesigns.com. But you want to leave it kind of generic and just about you. And it depends on if you're trying to attract more buyers or more sellers. So I could say like, looking to buy in Ravenswood. Elise Shell knows all about it. Your dream home is waiting for you. Click sign up for a market analysis. Or you can say, click sign up for a list of open house this weekend. Click sign up for, you know, a CMA. It really is dependent on you if you're trying to attract buyers or attract sellers, and really how you do business. If you do have a question, once again, feel free to shoot me an email. But you want to leave it really generic, because the point of this ad is just to put your face in real estate in front of your database. All right, save ad text. For ad media, I want this to be a headshot of you. I want this to be, you know, maybe a listing or, you know, a buyer home that you've helped sell. But this only needs to be really 2 to 3 pictures. Once again, always make sure it's more than one photo. This is a place where you could create a Canva graphic. This is the only place I would suggest it, because since you're paying, Facebook will put you in front of more people. When usually they kind of down value it. But you don't want to have more than 10% of the photo be text. Okay, save your ad media, configure your Facebook ad, click your business page, click sign up, because that's what we told them to do. You can choose a landing page. If you have your own agent KW website, you can put that as the follow-up destination. And then here at the ad targeting is really the main difference. Target my database. So here it's going to ask you to create an audience. The important thing to have done before you do this is to make sure that, one, you've got a clean database, and that, say those 50 people that you're putting your client list that are your top 50, and that's kind of who we want to target, make sure that they're tagged top 50, top 100, top 200, whatever. Or if you have a more robust database and you have a lot of past clients, you could go and create an audience that has those tags. So Chris, he has a lot of tags. So we could target every one of his buyers just based on how long they're out. It depends on how you set up your database, but you want to choose about 3 to 4 tags that you think are people like probably going to sell real estate soon, or these are my referral sources, so I want to stay in front of them. And then name it database, because you're going to use it time and time again. And as you add that tag to other people, and say you go in 1 week, and then the next one you've actually added new people, it will go ahead and add those people to the ad the next week if they're getting that same tag. Deselect target custom audience. We're just going to target our database, and then you save it and you publish it. This one you can leave to run on for 10 days at a time, because where it is just a generic branding ad, the goal is less lead generation to get actual leads from it. And you'll see which people in your database did click on it, and those are people worth an extra follow-up. But the real priority is just staying in front of your database in a really organic way where they're at on social media. Cool? Awesome. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. And then let's see. Can you create a friends list in LinkedIn? No, they're not as cool as Facebook. You're not able to do that. Sorry, guys. Sierra, it will be recorded, and I'm going to put it up on the YouTube channel. I'll make sure like Olivia throws up a link on the group later on. But I want to kind of hear your questions about social media, hear your questions about ads. This is now an open forum for not just me to keep talking, because my throat's getting raw.
I have a question for you. I was told from someone in the market center that the reason they had a business page was because there's all these rules of like, you have to say which brokerage you're associated with, and you have to put some details that you would have to put on if it wasn't your business page. Do you know anything about that? Or
So the rule with licensing law is, say that if you, Elise, you make a post on your personal business, your personal page, that anyone has to be within one click of seeing where you do business. So you want to make sure that posting on your personal page that you have in like your about jobs, like broker at Keller Williams, Chicago Lincoln Park, soon to be Keller Williams, Chicago 1. And as long as they can find out that information in one click, you're good. You're golden. You don't necessarily have to have the business page with your like full licensing info on it. People do it really as a safeguard.
oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, it's one click away. They have to be able to figure it out. What other questions? Because now, yeah, go for it.
I do have a quick question. So would you recommend a business page to create one if we don't have one right now? If we just have a personal page, would you recommend having a business page?
I would say no. I think there's value if you're intending to grow a team. Yeah, go ahead and start your business page. But what'll happen, quite honestly, Sean, is like if you created a business page and you don't put a lot of work into it, you just occasionally post, like maybe you get 100 followers, but then you're going up in a listing presentation against Matt Laracy, and Matt Laracy's going to walk in and he's going to be like, I do social media, because he does. And he is thousands of followers, and it's the seller that's going to go compare that. You're not going to look as good in comparison, quite honestly. That's just it. And if you want the money to invest and get thousands of followers and that's your strategy, like it's been Matt's for a really long time, then great. Most of us don't have the time, energy, or money to spend doing that. And it's more valuable to just focus on your personal page. It's not really a yes or no answer, but.
Well, I appreciate it though. Thank you.
Yeah, it really just depends on everyone's different business. I mean, I have a business page, but I'm in marketing, so it makes sense that I have a business page, Whereas you guys, like, you're compared to what other real estate agents are doing. Fun fact, though, if you go on Matt Laracy's business page, he gets like 1 to 2 posts. He really doesn't get a lot of interactions because he posts so much and he posts content that Facebook doesn't care about. I haven't had the chance to tell him that, though. He's not asked me. All right, who else has questions? Because if you don't ask me questions, I'm going to go start stalking people on Facebook and providing my feedback to your personal social media. So unless you want me to do that, I'm happy to just review all of you individually and judge.
Do it.
Oh, goodness. All right, Alexander said do it. So
Give it to me. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right.
I do have a quick question, and this is LinkedIn regarding LinkedIn, because I'm a new agent. I have substantially more followers and connections on LinkedIn than Facebook.
Okay.
Is there a way, and I know you said that you can't do a friends list, but is there a way that you can categorize and send posts to specific groups of people? Can you group it in any way?
LinkedIn doesn't really value that the same way that Facebook does. And it's much more about having a wide network than having a filtered group of community members. Like LinkedIn wants you to be connected to every single person in your network. And so they haven't built out a service to where you can kind of just say, these are just the people I want to see. I just want to filter by this. They're not really about that life on LinkedIn. But if that is like where you're living and like where most of your contacts are, you just really want to make sure like you're not interacting with every single person that's in your LinkedIn feed, because I've got a lot of weirdos in my LinkedIn feed. I don't want to talk to them. That you're just interacting with like your high profile people. And that's just about you being intentional. And maybe you have to spend a little bit more time because you're having to filter through that main feed. So maybe you, instead of 20 to 30 minutes, you're spending 45 minutes, and it just makes sure that you're intentional about who you're interacting with.
Okay, that's super helpful. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, let me share my screen, and I'm going to go, I don't know how public Alexander Watson's going to be. Is this you, Alexandra?
No, it's not. Here, I'll chat you the link to mine.
First class. All right.
Quick question while we're snooping. I just reactivated a Facebook that I was inactive on for several years. And so there's a huge gap, and it's got a lot of old pictures that don't really look like me. They're not offensive or anything weird, or, you know, the ones you're embarrassed about where you're like, I'm a hot mess. But would you suggest that I wanted to keep all the followers. Do you suggest I go in and clear it further?
Yeah. If it's like you're gone from like, oh, I'm personal, these are just like my college buddies on Facebook, and you're using that same account to now put your business stuff on, you do want to spend some time just clearing it out. Like, it really depends on who you want to attract in terms of business, is what I always say to people. Like, will someone that you want to do business with be offended by that? Then clear it out. If it's someone that you wouldn't want to do business with, and you're like, well, they'll be offended by it, then don't care. You're your personal brand, and you're the reason people are doing business with you. And you want to do business with people that are like your people. You don't need to be attracting every single person. Does that make sense, Elise? You don't need to be everybody, right?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if I should start it a completely. There's nothing on there that I'm like they are my friends. It's just older pictures, and I look a little different.
I wouldn't start a new one just because it is kind of, it devalues you on Facebook. Like, you already kind of have this base level. If Facebook's like, you're already connected to all these people, you've got this long-term stuff.
Right.
And then go to brand new, Facebook's like, wait a second, who are you? Are you a Russian bot?
100%. Thanks.
A history with your clients. You're like, oh, okay, you know, Elise is a cool person. I told Olivia, because she's just like, oh, Elise joined, and I was like, I thought I was the only person allowed with a neck tattoo in the office, but apparently I'm not anymore. They're trying to replace me. Just kidding. They're not replacing me. More neck tattoos in the office. Okay, let me share my screen and go stalk Alexandra. Is it Alexandra, or do we go by Allie?
I go by Allie, and I'll give you the caveat too. I'm like a brand new agent, so I'm mostly just curious what your feedback would be from an agent perspective.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. You're like laughing at it right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm just scrolling through, see what you're posting. Oh, that's not you. You're tagged in that. Cool. Perfect. Love it. Cool. And you get tagged in some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect. So how new of an agent are you, Allie?
Middle of July.
So super new.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Allie, what are your hobbies? Clearly acting, right? I'm seeing some
Acting and directing, yeah.
acting. You got all this cool stuff over. You're gonna be a great real estate agent if you're a good actor. So what I'm not seeing, Allie, is that you've personally posted about real estate yet.
Yeah.
So
Or if I have, but it's clearly in a protected, like just to my
we're
friends.
not friends, Allie, and that's okay. It's okay. I'm not offended about that. 1,997. That's not you. Where's your post again? Because I want to see how much likes. Okay, I love this. So let me click on this. So, Allie, do you see what I'm saying here? You posted this, you got a lot of likes, and you only commented on one,
Totally.
right? You probably threw up some hearts. I see that. What I'd say is the next time you're doing that and doing a post, you want to make sure you're commenting back with each of these people. Because what could have happened if you had like commented back, Facebook would have put you in front of even more people, and you probably could have doubled how many people you were in front of just by engaging.
Cool.
So engagement is really the name of the game on Facebook. It rewards, like, you could be someone that maybe doesn't even post that much, but if you're an active engager, Facebook loves that. The one thing I've not even touched base on is Facebook groups. Is anyone in here in a Facebook group? I know I am, so I can raise my hand. Besides the KW1 group, it doesn't count. Okay. So for Facebook groups, it does a little bit go inside with hobbies, but there's also Facebook groups for almost every single neighborhood in Chicago, right? There's Ukrainian Village, there's Logan Square, there's East Logan Square, there's West Bucktown, even though it's not a real thing. So get involved in your neighborhood specific group on Facebook that's like where you live, and make sure they are also having kind of a strategy about interacting with those people. And the reason I only say neighborhood group, if you're a mom, like be in like your school PTA mom group on Facebook. You want to be in a group that, one, you're getting value out of. Once again, don't be weirdo and be unnatural on Facebook, but you want to be part of a group where you could possibly get new business or make some new connections. And that's super important for established agents and for brand new agents. Like, get in your local group and start participating, and you're going to start meeting new people, which is the name of the game in real estate, right? It's a contact sport. So get in your local group and start engaging the same way that I'm advising you to engage with your friends. And if you like engage with someone consistently and you've got like a good connection in your group, add them as a friend, put them in that cool list, start interacting with them on their normal personal page. Does it make sense to everyone? Cool. Who else wants me to stalk their Facebook?
I do have a question. I did build out a business page on Facebook, and I have about, I don't know, 150 followers. So now, and I'm a newer agent, so I'm wondering if you would recommend just kind of, I don't know, suspending that account and just using my personal account, or if having both of them at this stage in the game for me is helpful.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, you've already opened it. You've got 150 people. So what that means, if you make a post, you're maybe getting in front of 15 people if you're not paying. Do you mind if I go look at your business page right now? That's probably like the most helpful.
Yeah, not at all.
Is it just Shauna Richardson, KW agent?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Oh, I spelled your name wrong. There you are. This is the business page, right? 193. That's amazing. Okay.
Mhm.
Got your little pop-up here. I love that. Okay. Okay, cool. Shauna, one, I love this. This is beautiful. Perfect headshot. Great. What I would say in terms of a business page, because I can see like you got one heart on here. This is good. I love this. You commented back. Great job. One. Okay. You've already got, so how long have you had this business page? Oh, a little while. Okay. Consistently though, it looks like you're getting like 1 to 2 likes, except your transition post up here. And then right here, you've posted this link. So part of Facebook rewarding people that are in its community is that Facebook doesn't want to send people outside of Facebook. So in the same way that it devalues Canva graphics, it devalues posts with links. So for you, Shauna, one, don't posts with links. I know you're trying to get people on your app here. I hear you on that. Don't posts with links, but really I think your strategy, Shauna, is maybe build out a content calendar where you're posting 2 times a week to the business page, because you've already got it. And 200 people for a newer agent, that's great. What you want to be doing is, say you put this on your business page, that you go down here and you share it to your personal page. Instead of creating separate content on your personal page, or not even sharing it, share your business post to your personal page to get more traction. But I would say you need to focus on it more than twice a week. What I see a lot of people do is they're really good about posting their business page and they're spending a lot of time on it, but they're not getting any traction. You know, it's like when I say Matt Laracy posts on his page a lot, that gets a little traction. He's working really hard, not very smart. And for the single agent, like you guys' time is your money. You want to prioritize your time on your personal page than you do want building out robust content on your business page. Does that answer your question, Shauna?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right, stop share. All right, who else has a question? You've got me for 11 more minutes. You don't even have to ask it about social media. I know about a lot of things. I like Sean. He really laughs at my jokes. So you're invited back to all future classes, Sean, just so you know.
Thank you.
All right, who else haven't I stalked here? Let's see. Who's Riss? Riss, you've not talked at all yet. Riss isn't listening to me. Okay.
You
Dave.
can look at mine.
Oh, Andy. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, let's go stalk Andy.
Yeah.
We can also stalk anyone's ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend.
Mhm.
Okay. Andy, what was your last name?
Hasdall, H-A-S.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Andy, I like that headshot.
Thanks.
Okay, that's just good. Look at that. You're walking in the middle of the street. I love that.
Yep. So I have a business page too that's linked to on there. I think I do a pretty good job of like balance between everything, but
Yeah.
see what you think.
Okay. So let's see. Real estate. I may not be seeing everything, Andy, because
You're not.
okay. So I'm
Yeah.
only seeing the real estate posts that you've made public, and that's okay.
Right.
What's interesting over here, Andy, is I don't see your business page. You don't say that you're working at your business. So I would add that one.
Okay.
And then the business page, just Andy Hastel, KW person.
Andrew Hasdall. It should come up. I always try to go a little more professional sounding.
Andrew Hastel. KW. Oh man, garbage. Hold up, Andrew Hastel. There you are, real estate broker. Okay. Cool. Okay, number one, Andrew. Facebook does not like this. It's way too much text. Where did they leave this review at? Is this like pulled from Google, or this is just direct, they gave it to you?
Zillow.
Zillow, okay.
I'm trying, that's like the first time I've done something like that. I'm trying things like this to see what does well and what doesn't, so then I can adjust going forward. So that's like the only one you'll see like that.
Okay. Is Carl your dad?
Yeah.
That's cute. I love that. Okay. At an event. Okay. How many people you got in here? 454. That's great. You're getting pretty decent traction. You're getting good shares.
Mm-hmm.
Are these people that are sharing it? Are these like friends, family?
Family and friends, or like the owners.
That's great. No, I love that. That's so valuable. Which
Yeah, I tell them to share that,
Yes.
share the posts and stuff if they see it.
Everyone follow Andy's lead. I didn't even speak about that, but if you do have sellers and you're posting about their property, make them share the post. That is the smartest thing, and it allows them to participate in selling their own home and see that you are posting on social media, you are doing stuff. So good job, Andy. Amazing. Make sure that you're commenting back to people.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And honestly, where
Oh. I'm losing you a little bit, Andy.
I took
Oh man, Andy, you're breaking up on me. I don't know if it's my side or your side.
there. I mean,
I will say overall, Andy, your posting is good. I love that you did this event for your open house. You get decent engagement. I just want you to make sure that when you are sharing stuff, I want you to share some stuff to your personal page. It doesn't have to be every single post on your business page, but make sure that you yourself are doing some of the sharing to
yeah.
match who you're getting in front of.
I do it sometimes, but I also don't want to overload my personal page.
I get that 100%. It's just, like I said, maybe just one time a week for you. If you are going to post about real estate, post it on your business
Yeah.
page and share that post to be getting like the maximum benefits. Cool.
Mhm.
Thank you all for letting me stalk you on the internet. All right. Any other questions, concerns? Everybody's having a good time.
Hey, Allie.
Here
Quick
it-
question.
Yeah.
Is there a is there like an acceptable amount of text? Like I kind of just started doing like just to kind of pepper in some different content, like these, like either a quote card or just like a short snippet of a testimonial. And I'm just wondering if that's just like a sort of a lost cause or if it's just fine for content purposes.
In terms of how much of a graphic like that should be text, 10% is the general rule. Or Facebook's
Do you
like,
want to look at the most recent post I just did and just let me know if that's like acceptable or if I should be like toning it down more?
Eric, is it on your Instagram or on your Facebook?
It's on my Facebook as well.
Okay. Let's go stalk Eric's Facebook. Eric. Eric.
You're the one with the tie.
This one right here.
I don't know. You're not sharing, I don't think.
Oh, I'm not
Or
sure.
I'm not seeing it. Yeah.
Hold up. Share screen. Bam. There you go, guys.
No, this is my personal.
Okay, it's on your business.
Yeah. Which I guess I don't have one.
Lakeview.
It just should, yeah, or it should say.
Cool.
Okay.
Hold up. Let me go look at it on your Instagram, Eric, because I know that I see your stuff on Instagram. So, guys, sorry I can't screen share that. But maybe I'll just show you my phone, and then everyone can see it, and that'll be fun for everyone. So, Georgia. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. So, one, you can't really see that, guys. Sorry. All right. Cool. It's a little too much text, and it's taking up most of the page, quite honestly. I think you would get more value, Eric, if you just posted the picture and put the testimonial in the content. You would get more, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, taking up way more than 50% of the page. So Facebook and Instagram are like, no thank you.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Thanks for letting me stalk your pages, guys. And if you want to stalk my page, feel free. A fun tip for those friends lists that you create, you can also, if you post something on Facebook, you can choose to not show it to a certain list of people. So I post lots of stuff that real estate agents cannot see. So if you are worried about maybe posting too much about real estate to your friends, to your family, you can say that you just want the real estate post to go to that client list if you're worried about that and you do want to do some filtering. So that's something else you can do, just so you know. What is the best time and day to post a real estate Facebook campaign? Ask me, Marilyn. The best time and day, I think, honestly, is to start it on a Thursday to run through the weekend. People are usually bored and hanging out on Facebook on the weekend. Early in the week, people are actually being productive. Cool. Any other random questions for me? Sean's trying to think of one. All right, cool. That's it, everyone. I'm going to be teaching this class again. If you do have follow-up questions, concerns, or a really good joke you want to tell me, Allie, A-L-L-Y, at ontheradar.com. Shoot me an email. I generally reply within 1 day. Cool. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Allie.
Thanks, Allie.
Bye.